hope that you enjoyed that song that I made. I wanted to include this little chart explaining how that was related to the sonata form and sort of what the sonata form is if you don't already know. So we start off with the introduction and the Song of Time, like you can see, and we go through all those different themes. And in the video, each new video clip is sort of a new theme, other than the Song of Time and the Sun Song in the beginning for the introduction. If you notice in the chart, there's some parts that are in red, and those are sort of where I didn't exactly stick to classic sonata form. There's a lot of parts of this were really hard to get exactly to make sense with the sonata form. For example, the Song of Storms is in a minor key. So normally, since we're starting in D minor, and D minor is our tonic, the second theme and the closing themes would be in the major 3, which in this case would be F major. But because the Song of Storms is in a minor key, I couldn't do it in F major. So what I ended up doing was putting it in A minor, which is not a normal sonata form key area for these themes, but we had to make it work somehow. The other thing that's kind of weird is in the development, we have this part in A major, which being in A major isn't weird at all in the development because you can pretty much be in whatever key you want whenever you want, more or less. But having the warp songs be there as totally different themes that you haven't heard at all before is a little bit unusual. Normally it would be the first or second theme would be developed during the development. In this case, it's also weird that the Song of Time is in the development because that's in the introduction, which you normally wouldn't develop the introduction themes because the introduction is normally just something totally on its own. So is the coda. But I wanted to put the Song of Time in the development as sort of this overarching thing since I wanted to use it as the bookends, which is our last weird thing is the coda being the Song of Time, because normally the coda wouldn't have anything to do with the introduction, but that's could happen, but isn't totally normal. One more thing that was kind of weird is the key for the Lost Woods or Saria's song. The melody alone is super ambiguous about what the key is. It could be either the first note or there's another note that stands out a lot. The websites I looked at said that it would be in A minor normally, but that was based on using the same notes that I use in the recapitulation, and I call that D minor. So that's sort of an interesting thing. What I ended up doing was taking the sort of ambiguous theme, which could be in a Lydian or even a Phrygian sort of mode based on the melody, and I took that melody and the way I harmonized it sort of made it fit into what I wanted it to be. So you'll hear maybe in the bass line there's this one higher note towards the end of the melody each time it comes through, and that's a really big dominant chord in the key of A minor in the exposition, and then in the key of D minor in the recapitulation. The last thing, maybe two last things, is I'm sure you noticed the video colors are kind of weird. I did those to show some of the sonata form. So when the color gets all weird and it goes through the color spectrum, that's the bridge or transition. And that's actually the end of the bridge or transition, which is some music that I put in to get us from Epona's theme, which was largely in D minor for almost the whole thing, and I used the when the color's all weird as the bridge to get us into the A minor. Then the other parts, the second theme of the Song of Storms and the closing theme of Saria's song in the exposition, I put in the sepia tone to show that that's something sort of different. And that's really what sonata form is all about, is starting in somewhere that makes sense and is totally normal, and then you get weird and transition to somewhere that's different. And then there's this development, which I did the warp effect, where it's all wavy and stuff to show that this is unsettled. Even in this graphic, you can see the little waves. This is an unsettled area. And then we return to the recapitulation, and in this, all of the images are the right color, and there's no weird effects. There's just like the little transitions between the pictures and the video. So anyways, I hope that you all liked this, and I hope that you enjoyed listening to it. Let me know in the comments if you want any more explanation of anything, or if you have any questions about sonata form or what I did with this piece. But I hope you enjoy it. Share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. Stay gooshy. All that stuff.